Goliath. Just have a look at the difference in size, and you'll just know how difficult an assignment this will be for the Singapore under-15s, made up mostly of the class of 98. So they're mostly 14-year-olds turning 14 against a Manchester City side which only features 3 14-year-olds in their starting 11, most of them 15-year-olds. Yes, the under-15s are on your right and the Manchester City players on your left. It's not just the difference in height, but also the build. But we have known of the famous fable to have the underdog win as well. So here's wishing the boys in red all the very best against the junior citizens, who look one of the favorites for the title. Remember, a point is all they need to qualify as the winners of this group, and that'll mean that they will be facing Ajax Amsterdam in the semi-finals. Just a point needed, but of course they're trying to be the first team in the Lion City Cup to win 2 matches in a row. The Cannon Lion City Cup, the 24th edition, the first appearance for Manchester City, and they do good value as well. That's the number 15 they're talking about. He's only 14 years of age, mind you. And you can almost draw a face on his chest to talk to the under-15 boys from Singapore. That's how tall he is. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for the Singapore under-15s. First of all, just one change in the starting lineup. Justin Hoy has been left out of the squad, and in his place comes Haikal Anugrah. They've switched it around just a little bit with Jordan Chan playing up front now, and Haikal Anugrah and Zulkarnain Zultilman will be playing down the flanks. But Adrian, you said that you were very impressed by the organization of the defense of the squad.
Exactly. I think Nazri Nasir, the coach of the Singapore under-15, has drilled his back four into a very organized unit. They know how to push up, they know how to cover each other, they know when to do certain things in defense. So I've been very impressed with the back four, and they'll be looking for this back four to hold on and to provide a lot of defensive stability tonight.
For the Manchester City squad, 4 changes from the side that played just 48 hours ago, and that includes a goalkeeper, Brad McDonough, giving a rest. Daniel Grimshaw is a much better distributor of the ball than Brad, comes in his place, and it's an attacking lineup that they put inside with Ryan Ellison, who gets forward a little bit more than Cameron Humphreys, their right back against Vasco. He'll play at right full-back, and Derry Coffey, who came on as a substitute against Vasco, gets a start here. So too does Joseph Nuttall, who scored the second goal in that game against Vasco da Gama. But they've kept the crux of the squad, and that is the 4 in the middle of defense. Charles Oliver and Joshua Murray, the 2 very impressive centre-backs, and in front of them Marcus Wood and Thomas Holland, will mop out and create things all night long. The Manchester City fans have turned up as well, but the Singapore fans, the die-hard fans, are all here as Yusuf Karim from Malaysia looks all set and ready to get the game underway. The Singapore under-15s against the Manchester City under-15s, though most of the under-15s from the Singapore squad are 14 years. Ex-goalkeeper Kenji Rushdie celebrated his birthday on the 12th of June, not too long ago, and left fullback Sharul Sazali turned 14 just 24 days ago. And it'll be the boys in red that'll get us off. Jordan Chan side by side on the ball with Hami Shahin. And these Manchester City fans were given a treat just 2 days ago with their victory against Vasco da Gama. What impressed you most during that victory, Adrian?
No doubt, the way they moved the ball, their maturity. They just knew what to do with and without the ball. And it amazes me at such a young age, being 15 years old, their level of tactical awareness, the technique they've developed, it was amazing to watch.
And is there any way for the Singapore under-15s, the younger Cubs in this tournament, to get a result in this match? A victory at least, victory which they need. How are they going to do it? How are they going to go through this Manchester City backline that looked imperious in that game against Vasco?
I think the first prerequisite when you come into this game is to leave fear out the window. You know, they have to come in and believe in themselves. And like what Nazri Nasir said, don't sit back, put pressure on City, don't allow them to play, and you know, things might work out.
Well, that's not going to help matters with that ball played behind the defense, because Manchester City players in the air would win the balls all day long, and immediately it was a very assured touch by Josh Murray already. Ryan Ellison moves forward, not the best of passes though. It'll go to the goalkeeper. We saw earlier on that fatigue could play a big role in Porto's defeat against Ajax Amsterdam, so that could be another chapter in the good books for the Singapore under-15s. If Manchester City just get tired legs in this game, they can just pounce and take advantage of it. But remember, it's not just a victory that they need in regulation time, they also need to win the penalty shootout to progress. Otherwise, it'll be 5th and 6th placing against Porto. Work by Sharul Sazali to cut out those balls trying to be played behind him, and very strong play from him to get the ball just ahead of Aaron Nemain, who we know has got a lot of pace in him. He set up the first goal, that victory against Vasco. For a player who's not playing in this match, that is David Brooks. The frightening part for Team Singapore is that Ivan Wasi, the man who is a real man mountain and put his body about and was a real nuisance to the Vasco defense 2 days ago, he's on the bench and ready to come on when needed. That's the composed Josh Murray. I've been very impressed with him. Marcus Wood mopping things up alongside Holland in midfield. Derry Coffey with his first touch of the ball. It's given away, but Manchester City get it back almost immediately with Joseph Nuttall using Charles Oliver. They play it along the back. They'll be happy to play their football down here. Now Singapore to open up some gaps in defense. Nuttall. See what he was trying to do. Release ball up. Failed to do that was essence and aspects, but Ryan Ellison gets the ball back to Oliver. This long ball to Coffey, couldn't challenge that time from Amir Nazri. There it is. I think you got your wish, Adrian. It's been a fearless performance so far after 2 minutes from the Cubs.
It has been an signature of Singapore under-15s, especially under Nazri Nasir. They show a lot of grit, a lot of determination, a lot of bite, and we can see from the tackles, the tenacious tackles that are flying around now from Singapore.
They have to show some defensive stability as a cross comes in from Ellison, looking for one of his tall strikers. Joseph Nuttall couldn't get his head to the ball. That's going to be a free kick. In fact, the coach Scott Sellers has given Marcus Wood the license to go up and join his attackers as much as possible, just to have that high difference in the penalty box.
Unnecessary foul here from Singapore. Player had nowhere to go. Just had to stay behind him and work him a little bit.
It's headed out, and there were 3 City players at the back post, so it needed to be defended by Captain Sharul Afandi. It was. Chasing down at the moment done by Hamish Shayan. Ball goes all the way back to Daniel Grimshaw. Deputizing tonight for Donna. City, as usual, looking very composed. Joshua Murray, poor pass out from the back from him. Shiny. Lato Zulkamayan. Jordan Chan trying to wriggle himself clear, failed to do so. Zulkamayan is allowing the defender, that was Adam Robinson, to throw the ball away from him. Throw in for Rushidi. Jordan wasn't too sure where his header went. Now he is sure where the ball is. And made it difficult enough for Marcus Wood to release it badly. The main will try to come away with it, and that's good defending from Sharul, and a good ball played outside as well to Heikel. Needs the angle for the cross, takes them on. This is very impressive play by Heikel, and it's going to win a free kick for Singapore. There we go, not afraid to take his opponent on, is he, Heikel?
Good play from Heikel, brave, took on his defender, committed his defender, made sure he was on top of his defender, and no choice from defender but just to bring him down.
Adam Robinson, who is actually starting at right full back from his left back position that he played in the last match, he's committed the foul, and here's a chance for Amir Nazri to move up, and let's see what he can do with this. There's a chance. Oh, it's headed away in the end by Ryan Ellison, because it eluded every blue player in blue except to the far post. Heikel, once again, now you know why he's been put inside the squad. Very impressive play from Heikel. The main finally comes away with the ball, and Manchester City have it with their centre-backs. Charles Oliver to Josh Murray. Bullock. Amir Nazri lunging in, losing the ball to Nuttall. It's a very good run inside here by Coffey, who's been picked out. Finally cleared by the under-15 to have found wanting then, because Amir Nazri committed himself to a challenge and lost in it. Coffey. Amir just behind him. Marcus Wood combining with Coffey. Good work, very good play. Now who says they're going to lose in the physical aspect of it? Fine example then from Danish Jeffrey. Playing it right across the back line, which is very, very dangerous. A very good run here from Callum Bullock. Finish though, didn't match the build-up from Callum.
Singapore can't do that. They can't lose the ball in such a critical area of the field. And we know what Bullock can do in the previous game. Fleet-footed, he can go left, he can go right. Unfortunately there, just not executing that shot to perfection.
Well, there are a lot of balls that were played against Vasco da Gama diagonally across the back line and across the midfield. It's a nightmare for coaches when they see that happening. And we saw it earlier on when Shukri Bashir played another ball that way. Joseph Nuttall just getting a nip ahead of Amir Nazri, who's gone down injured. We certainly hope that it's just a slight knock. Such an integral part to this very watertight back line, Amir. And if there's anyone to combat the size of Manchester City, you'd have a look at Amir Nazri, because he's probably the biggest of the lots here in the Singapore under-15s.
Exactly, Amir Nazri, especially in today's game, a very important member of the team. Well built, good height, and they need him to stay on the field, especially if Joseph Nuttall is on top of his game.
It's been a very good start, 7 minutes gone, and Manchester City haven't really created anything, with the under-15s going close with a free kick themselves, which is cleared by the City defence. And it's been shown already that these boys have nothing to fear. Amir scored their only goal of the campaign so far. And Manchester City have the throw. Are they going to give it back to the Singapore squad? Yes, they are. That's sporting enough. Good habits to pick up from the youth level. Kenji Urushki on control of the ball, and that's the figure of Danish Jeffrey, how important he is to the cause tonight against Wood and Holland in midfield. Those two dominated against the Vasco da Gama players, nullifying the Vasco creative players, especially Matias de Oliveira. Josh Murray. It's a very eager run put in by Jordan Chan. Good effort so far from the under-15s. And they're trying to make the City work the ball a lot more, a lot harder. Make them run a lot harder as Adam Robinson comes away with the ball inside to Joseph Nuttall. Not the finish that you expected from a guy who's already got a goal in this tournament, but they escaped the under-15s. They allowed the defender, I think it was Sharul Afandi, allowed him to run across him.
Exactly. Joseph Nuttall just didn't expect Sharul to wait for that ball, I would say, and he scuffed his shot in the end.
The warning signs are clear with this attack. There we go, just running across him.
Exactly, Sharul just waits and waits. Luckily for him, Nuttall doesn't cleanly connect with that shot. Actually, it just came off Sharul a little bit. So you can say good and bad defending, I guess.
Good nick away in the end. Is that going to be a free kick for the under-15s? The Malaysian referee says yes. Manchester City players, everyone back in their own half to defend this. Ryan Ellison, one of 4 players put in by coach Scott Sellers for this match. Sharul, long free kick, easily headed out. There's Marcus Wood. Callum Bullock, easily clear of 2 challenges. The last one was a lunging one by Rashidi Salim. It's a free kick for Manchester City. Whenever there was a good foul to give away, that probably was one, because he would have been honing in on goal and a 3-on-2 situation. Wood. Receiving the ball from Nuttall. Gives it right back to the centre forward. Here's Namain. Players waiting in the box, including the captain Holland. Rushaidi clears it. Unorthodox the clearance, but it worked. It got it out of the danger zone. A cheeky little back heel. Dangerous, but at least it got into a red shirt. Back come the Singapore boys. Oh, poor touch that time from Ryan Ellison. So the break is on right now. Haikal Anugrah, who's looked very, very impressive so far in the opening exchanges. Nippy, quick, and very skillful. Sharul Sazali. Good touch, that one. Kept in play by Anugrah from Jordan. Yet again, trying to look for the byline. Has to go back. Players waiting in the box for the cross. And once you put it and hang it up in the air, the Manchester City players will favour that. Zulkarnain could get the 1-2 going with Hami Shayan. Adam Robinson will try to complete the clearance. He does, but it last came off the Manchester City players. So good work there, because he could have given up the chase that time, but he kept to it, and Singapore have won a corner.
Exactly. But with that said, I think so far, that passage of play, that's been the best passage of play for Singapore. They are capable of stringing a few passes together, and it showed there.
It's a good turn by Hami. Easily cleared though, because his cross wasn't good enough. He had to hang it up there. He didn't, and Callum Bullock has got a lot of pace in him. We all know that. Carried the ball way too far. It's good defending by Rushaidi, who kept his eye on the ball and set up the run. It's going to be offside if he gets involved in it. Zulkarnain, and signaled by the assistant referee. Free kick to Manchester City. So 12 minutes gone, and well, the boys in red haven't really been overawed by this occasion so far.
Definitely an enterprising display from Singapore. Non-overawed, no fear whatsoever. They're trying to play, and credit to Nazri Nasser. You know, he's instilled something in these boys. They're trying to go forward, they're trying to create chances, and it seems promising now from Singapore.
They've got some skill to boot as well, especially from their wide players, Zulkarnain and Haikal, who's shown his intentions earlier on in this match already by taking his opponent on at any given opportunity. And this is his opponent, Ryan Ellison, easily evading the challenge of Haikal, using Holland, the captain. And here's Marcus Wood, his lengthy legs trying to take things all on by himself. He's just 14 years of age, this boy, Adrian Dar. It's unbelievable. Look how big he is.
So big, so strong, so powerful. And we see here trying to unleash a cracker of a shot from distance. Doesn't hit the target, but it shows a lot of confidence. And this boy is going to go a long way.
A lot of people have likened him to Nigel de Jong, but he's probably the same size and height as Nigel already at 14 years of age. And it's a lot of his abilities on the ball. People have also said that just to work on his distribution game, might be that complete midfielder. There's also a catch-22 situation with the Manchester City players. A club as cash-rich as theirs. The juniors do well, they go right up. Are they going to be promoted to the senior squad? A lot of times the answer is no, only because they'll go out and buy players. A couple of these City players certainly have futures in the game. Not with City maybe, but definitely with other teams in the top flight. Namain looking to stake his claim. Losing out though. Hami going all the way back to Danish. Good work from him. Here's Amir Nazri. Knew he had time on the ball, he uses it. Zulkarnain trying to get himself onto the ball first. It last came off the number 7. It's going to be a throw to City. Malaysian referee with a very easy game so far, Yusuf Karim. Ryan Ellison using Charles Oliver, both he and Murray. Eye-catching with their defensive organization, reading of the game in that first match against Vasco. That's a very clever ball for Nuttall! Beat the offside trap, beat the goalkeeper. Manchester City take the lead. And yet again a ball played behind the defense. And Joseph Nuttall with his second goal of this tournament.
Singapore defense went to sleep there. I don't understand what Sharul and Kenji are arguing about. Whether Sharul expected Kenji to come off his line. But in any case, a very good finish there from Joseph Nuttall.
Scott Sellers will be happy with that. And Nasri would be absolutely broken-hearted because the start his boys gave him were rock solid until that happened.
A direct ball over the top. And Nuttall just slams it past Kenji. But then again, like what I said earlier, the communication, what was Sharul and Kenji, what was the instructions going back and forth? Someone needs to take responsibility and just defend the situation.
Ryan Ellison's been given the freedom of Jalan Besar to ping in a cross, which he failed to do so. As Singapore trailed by a goal to nil, despite a very bright opening. Jordan couldn't get himself onto the ball. Manchester City build once again with Adam Robinson. Callum Bullock. Corfi, good skill from him. The physical presence of Amir Nasri, showing that he doesn't go any further than that. Hami. Jordan got a touch of the ball, but that's all he went. Namain, we know he's got pace. He's decided to go on a roundabout of Sharul. Goalkeeper's come, goalkeeper's missed the cross. He's taken a knock. I think the referee's going to stop the game now for treatment to be given out to Kenji Rashidi. Saw it in the first match as well. He's come up for a few crosses and he's flapped at those, and that's another one where he didn't look too convincing, did he?
Again, like in the first game, he makes wrong decisions, I would say. Like here we see Namain hangs the ball up, doesn't get anything on it. I don't know whether he hits Nuttall or just clashes. I think he clashed with Nuttall there. But like what I said, you know, in the first game, he makes his own mistakes and he self-inflicts his own injuries. And it's another case again.
He'll be okay, I'm sure. Kenji Shiri, as the under-15s now face a huge deficit. The task before the start of the game was already very difficult, and now it's made even more difficult after that first goal by Joseph Nuttall. And it almost came against the run-up play because for the opening 12 minutes, they matched Manchester City in almost every department, especially at the efforts, until this happened.
A good ball over the top again, over the Singapore defense, and Nuttall just stabs it into the goal, past Kenji. Again, Singapore defense too static, no communication. I've been singing praises about this back four, and unfortunately they didn't show it there.
That must be so demoralizing to actually be able to go toe-to-toe with your opponent, much bigger and better than you, at least on paper. And hopefully the fans will not turn their backs on this Singapore under-15 side and carry their support through till the final stages, because Nazri Nasir's side certainly need it. So the game restarts with Manchester City having the football. So they had sportingly kicked it out, or at least the referee put a stop to the game because of the goalkeeper, Kenji Rashidi, requiring treatment. Josh Murray. Marcus Wood to Murray. Oliver, Namain, was guilty of waiting for the ball to fall to his feet. Forced the mistake out of the header. There's the man who created the goal, the captain himself, Thomas Holland, uses out though. I mean, he just couldn't latch himself onto that ball. Callum Bullock. Corfi trying to attack that. Good reading of the game from Amir Nasri.
Well, good pressure from Singapore. They're limiting the space City have to operate. And it just goes to show, if you put pressure on City, you limit their time and space, they will make mistakes.
Ryan Ellison going to be be a really good crosser of the ball, although we haven't seen that aspect of his game yet. Nuttall loses it, but gets it back by that throw from Ellison. Murray. Robinson. Good work yet again by Holland. Another one of those players I was very impressed with in that game against Vasco da Gama. A ball played in behind the defense yet again from Wood. Offside this time. They were saved by the assistant referee's flag. It must have been very, very close. In fact, he was probably slightly on Joseph Nuttall and denied from scoring his second of the game.
Singapore have to be very aware. Again, looks a little, I think it's onside actually, just between the defense. Similar to the first goal. And Singapore, the two central defenders, the whole entire defense, I would say, static again. They have to be more aware with regard to this kind of situations.
Just past the halfway mark in this first 40, and Singapore trailing by a goal to nil against Manchester City. Almost 2-0 until the assistant referee intervened. Charged it down. It's going to be a throw to Sharul Sazali. Jordan Chan reduced to isolation up front. The lone warrior that he is, will peg on. After a while, I'm sure Nazri will look at giving him a bit more support, especially if the score remains this way. Nuttall, way too strong to shake off the ball. For a bit of flash. He goes all the way back to his central defenders, and Josh Murray, ever dependable Josh Murray on the ball. Behind the defense yet again. It's a very high line that Singapore are playing tonight. Amir trying to put the ball behind the Manchester City back line. Going all the way back to Kenji. It's only going to be one winner in that challenge. Hami losing out in there. A very good work by Shukri to get the ball back. And here's the opportunity for Zulkarnain. It's going to be a free kick. Good energy shown by the right winger.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows that City are not comfortable when you run at them. And Singapore has that pace and trickery like we see here. Zul is beating his man and getting the foul. This is what Singapore needs to do more of. Run at them. They are big, a little bit clumsy, I would say. Go on either side, force them to commit fouls.
And that is the foul count, with Singapore having probably their best look at goal now. From a direct free kick, 20 meters out from goal. Goalkeeper has lined up his wall, which includes 5. In the middle, a very big Marcus Wood. It's a very disappointing effort in the end. It's just no conviction at all when he steps up to the ball. Shukri Bashir.
Not sure what Shukri was trying to do here. Was he going for power? Was he trying to place it? Either way, failed to hit the target.
Ryan Ellison going right across to Murray. Tom Holland. Losing out, Josh Murray. As composed as he is, that is a big, huge error from the 14-year-old. Didn't have the conviction at that time, Hami Shahin, to take his opponents on and beat him. And here's the breakaway with Namain switching flanks for the moment, running at his opponents, going past Amir, and a very good reverse pass played in for Nato. Too strong in that challenge against Kenji, but let's give credit to the goalkeeper. He was brave. He came out and spread eagle himself against an on-rushing Joseph Nuttall, which can be an intimidating sight.
Brave play there from Kenji. There's no doubt that this boy is a brave goalkeeper, and he showed it there. Spread himself out, made it very difficult for Nuttall. Good save by Kenji. But something Singapore needs to be aware of, that transition from defense, from attack to defense especially. We saw how fast City could break.
Looking much more comfortable comfortable on this left-hand side already in the 20 seconds that he's been on here, and he did in the earlier 24 in the right-hand side. Good challenge from Amir. Ellison. Good ball that was. Marcus Wood, after relaying that pass, joining in with the attack. Namain! Should have been two. Should have been two.
Definitely should have been 2-0 there for City. Unfortunately, Namain didn't lack that composure, lack that calmness to place it past Kenji. Again, Singapore finding it difficult to handle the aerial ability of Man City. Marcus Wood there, just glancing it on to the main. Just whiz past the post. Singapore can breathe a huge sigh of relief.
They won another free kick. The referee very generous with that decision. Slight push on Shukri Bashir from Thomas Holland. We played 26 minutes. It's 1-0. Manchester City lead. They could have added on to the scoreline. They have just failed to do so. Some brave goalkeeping and sloppy finishing. Oh, Zul Kamayan thought that Adam Robinson was definitely going to get to that ball. In account of the fact that the City defender might have jumped too late, which he did. Another sloppy pass this time from Holland. It's good effort and goal. It's the first shot on target from the under-15s, and it's come from Hami Shahin.
Very good play there from Singapore. A good shot from Hami. But this is what Singapore needs to do more. They've been pressing Man City high up the park. When they win the ball, they're very close to goal. Now, that's one good chance they had. They made very good use of possession, and they need to do more of that.
Another ball played out down the flanks, and this time the fullback joins in, Adam Robinson. That's good work from Rushaidi Salim. There's the effort again from Hami Shahin.
There, the pressure. Singapore wins the ball back, and Hami unleashes a pile driver. Unfortunately, Daniel Grimshaw was on his toes and snuffed out all danger.
Encouraging signs, at least, for the Singapore side to have a shot on target. And this Coffey, a ball played in behind the defense yet again, way too easy. Oh, it's a good challenge. Needed to be as well, because Nuttall had all the time in the world to place his shot. And for a long while we were saying, who's going to pick up Joseph Nuttall? Because he was in the box for a longest time, free from the Lions' shackles.
Again, Joseph Nuttall alone in the box, and Ruzaidi actually came across, put his body on the line, and that is what you call quality defending.
Doesn't get any better because they have to deal with another ball floated into the penalty box. First time they dealt with it, it almost broke clear for the centre-backs. I think it was Oliver then. Bullock. Ellison. It's Charles Oliver. Good work from Shukri Bashir. Marcus Wood, just really seen him more in this first half in the attacking third of his opponent's zones than we did in the entire match against Vasco da Gama, where his defensive qualities were on display more than his attacking ones. Natal, too big, too huge, easily shaken off Sharul. Kept in play by Bullock. Not a bad cross. Good catch this time from Kenji Rashidi.
Good save from Kenji. He'll do a lot of good for his confidence. Kept his eye on the ball. Showed a safe pair of hands.
Ball free. It's onside. It's Joseph Nuttall for 2-0, and it is 2-0. And it's 2 goals for Joseph Nuttall, who now joins Walian as the top scorer in this tournament. Yet again, the ball played in behind the defense, caught flat. Defense too far, too high out, and it was too easy.
Time and time again, we've seen this from the Singapore defense. Too static, ball watching. They're so focused on the ball that they don't even realize the size of Nuttall running behind them. And here we go again. You know, ball slipped through. Nuttall one-on-one with the keeper. He makes no mistake. Again, Singapore defense too static, all focus on the ball, and Nuttall all alone, past Kenji, and just runs it into the back of the net.
That probably will be the Cubs going to the 5th and 6th placing. I know that there's still the second half to come, but it's very hard now to pick out how they're going to get 3 against this Manchester City backline, which has looked watertight throughout this tournament. They need a miracle, the under-15s. Joseph Nuttall is looking to be the first player in this tournament to get a hat-trick. Pollock, well cleared by Amir. Hami has only had the only shot on target for the under-15s. Loose pass from him. Tom Holland. Good charging down by Jordan. I do feel sorry for Jordan Chan because that's all he's had to do so far in this game, just close down on his opponents. And he hasn't had possession of the football any notes at all.
And it's always difficult for a striker, especially. It's very frustrating when you're asked to do things that, you know, you wouldn't want to do. You're a striker, you want to score goals, you want to get into the box, you want to shoot. And I bet Jordan Chan must be feeling very frustrated at this moment.
The main cleared well by Amir. This is a good play from Josh Murray. The 14-year-old is striding forward. And he stays forward for this cross that comes in. Almost finished it off in what was a pretty flowing move for Manchester City.
Good move here from City. They passed the ball around well, created space in the box, worked it out wide to Bullock. A good sharp cross, eluded the entire Singapore defense. Unfortunately, just couldn't keep the shot down.
It's been impressive so far, Callum Bullock, because we've seen him play on both flanks and uses both feet for crosses, right and left. And here he is now, probably using his right peg. Another very good cross. He's played slightly behind the defense. That time well watched by Sharul Afandi. Allison swings another one in. It's headed clear. Adam Robinson will pick this up. No, he won't. Because of some good work by Hami. Here's the counter. Well countered by Adam Robinson.
Strong, tenacious tackle there from Robinson. Kept his eye on the ball. Knew where Rosario was going. A very good tackle.
So with 6 minutes remaining in the first half, the Singapore under-15s, made up of 14-year-olds, trailing the Manchester City squad by 2-0. I think it's their eagerness to move forward, Adrian, in this game to get the goals, because remember they need a victory and a victory in the penalty shootout to qualify. The eagerness to move forward has opened up loads of gaps, and against a Manchester City side that are bigger, perhaps more experienced than them, the fact that they play almost week in, week out in their regular leagues, this Manchester City side is licking at their chops at the moment with gaps that are opening in front of them for them to exploit.
Yeah, it's been tough for Singapore. I mean, they started very well. They went forward. They tried to create chances. They put a lot of pressure, but it's just falling apart now.
Both goals, the ball played behind the defense, and Joseph Nuttall profits.
The defense must be said, you know, very static, ball watching, and at times pushed very high up the park. I mean, the idea behind that is to limit the amount of space.
Well, the end for Sharul Shazali as Fadil Misawal comes in. Let's see if he can create any sort of a spark. Already we see a few changes with Fadil playing down the right-hand side. Well cut out by Josh Murray, who's an astute reader of the game for his age. First touch for the substitute, Fadzil uses it straight away to the main. Easily dancing past one, beating Thomas Holland. He's already created a goal. He's created the opening goal. Rashidi has switched flanks against Callum. It's done well for the while. And Callum manages to get his cross. It was too close to the goalkeeper, Kenji. Ball just played anywhere. More out of hope and desperation than anything else that a fellow red-shirted cub will get onto that ball. It's good tackling in midfield. Marcus Wood is just way too strong. Poor pass though from Wood. Last come off a Singapore sock. Yes, it did. Form of Kami Shahid. Here's Charles Oliver. Well, they haven't stopped singing to their credit, and at least have reason to come back to the 24th Cannon Lion City Cup, because the under-16s guaranteed of a place in the semi-finals. They lose possession of the ball way too easily yet again, and what a goal that was from Marcus Wood. Well, we talk about his defensive qualities, the way he breaks down the attacks. He showed that against Vasco da Gama, and now the youngster, the 14-year-old, has shown his attacking instincts with a shot in him as well, which we didn't see against Vasco.
What a goal there from Marcus Wood. Again, Singapore losing the ball in a very critical area of the field. But Marcus Wood, when I saw him go up to strike the ball, I was thinking, why is he putting so little power into this ball? But then again, this is what he did. He just dinks it over the goalkeeper, comes off the underside. What a brilliant goal. Pure technique, pure technical ability, and pure confidence.
It's way too easy, and it's 3-0, and Nasri will have a lot to do at half-time. From gunning for a semi-final to damage limitations. That's the story of Nasri Nasser and his young cubs. Running into trouble. How many times have we seen that happen already? Yet again, it's free. Nuttall with the opportunity to complete his hat-trick. Well, he tried to be unselfish then and played it back and cross for Aaron Lemaine. Chance for the breakaway. Wasn't a good ball played out though by Danish Jeffrey. Saw early signs of promise from Pankal Anugrah. Since the 15-minute mark, Manchester City have established a firm hold of this game. Adam Robinson. All the way back to Murray and Oliver. Challenge by Fadzil. And every time they get possession of the ball, the Cubs, as they've done throughout this first half, they give it right back.
And then I think that boils down simply to the fact that it's very difficult to defend all the time. And when you get possession, you're just too tired. to create anything, any movement. So it's going to be very difficult for the Cubs.
Callum Bullock trying to polish off what has been a very impressive first half for Manchester City. He himself gives away the ball. Very uncharacteristic of him. Jordan finally with a chance to break away. He only has possession of the ball for a good 3 seconds before it's taken off him. Callum, they're trying to rob the ball off Callum Bullock. Aaron Lemaine offside. 2 minutes added on, and halftime can't come soon enough for the Singapore under-15s.
Here we see again, ball over the top. The main way offside. But Singapore has been struggling with this ball that splits the defense, whether it's on the ground or whether it's in the air.
Well, we talked about City bullying the Vasco side. It's far worse, isn't it? In terms of the bullying aspect of the game. So far, Ajax Amsterdam earlier on with the biggest score line of the tournament. 3-1. Manchester City look likely to top that. They're going to go into the semi-final. The score remains this way. Very impressive fashion, because they'll be the only side not to have conceded a goal. They're the only side left not to have conceded a goal in the 24th Lion City Cup, Cannon Lion City Cup. Balls are robbed way too easily from Rushaidi, and the referee puts an end to the misery of the Singapore under-15s, who started off very promisingly with some very intelligent and energetic attacks down the left flank and right flanks. Zulkarnain, Suzilman and Haikal Anugrah taking the ball and beating their opponents, but Joseph Nuttall decided to take over then. It became the Nuttall show when first of all he was put through by Thomas Holland. The Singapore defense stood and they were very flat as Nuttall scored 2 easy goals before Marcus Wood scored an eye-catching third with a shot from 25 yards out, which just clipped the underside of the bar for 3-0. Welcome back to the Jalan Besar Stadium. If you've just joined us, it's half-time and the start of the second half about to take place, with the Singapore under-15s trailing by 3-0 to Manchester City. Joseph Nuttall, you see on screen here, scoring 2 of those goals. And the story of the first half, really, the Manchester City players knew that Singapore, needing a victory and a victory in the penalty shootout to qualify for the next phase, would come at them. They allowed the players to come at them. It almost lured them out of their defensive shell. And after that, it was all Manchester City once they scored that first goal, when Nuttall went through after that fabulous lob that was put in behind by captain Thomas Holland. So 40 minutes, it must be very hard for the Singapore under-15s, knowing that they're out of the tournament already, but perhaps if you want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Exactly, and the only thing Singapore can do now is just stay focused, concentrate, don't give up, keep fighting. And a hallmark of their entire performance in this Cannon Lion City Cup was that bite, that determination and that willingness to run, that willingness to go in for every tackle, and they should keep up with that.
Heads dropped after the first half when they trooped out as expected. Facing a 3-goal deficit must be very, very difficult for them. Well, let's see them fighting now. At least that's what the fans want to see. The fans who've turned up here supporting the Singapore under-15s. And I don't know whether Nasri has given them specific instructions to breach this Manchester City back line, become the first team to score against them in this Cannon Lion City Cup. Or is it going to be damage limitations, shut up shop, and make sure that it doesn't get embarrassing? Thomas Holland. Manchester City have trying to figure out whether there are substitutions, and there are. Kenji Rushidi has departed in goal for Singapore. He's been replaced by Adib Hakim. And Kyle Ramdan has taken the place of Danish Jeffrey. William Patching has come on for Derry Coffey for Manchester City. I believe that Marcus Wood as well has been rested. We'll confirm that. Lucas Nietzsche was their top scorer in the under-15s, under-14s this season. He's come on for Callum Bullock. And yes, Cameron Humphreys has come on for Marcus Wood. Is still on. Nuttall trying to get his hat-trick. The first player in this Cameron City club to score a hat-trick. Ryan Ellison was given the runaround by Haikal Anugrah. Cameron Humphreys, who started the first game against Vasco da Gama at right fullback. First touch for the new boy, Mikhail Ramdan, gives it away. Thomas Holland. Yet again, the ball played in. To getting behind the Singapore defence. The main disappointed in the fact that he couldn't keep it in play. See what he was trying to do is swinging it across first time under the watchful eye of Sharul Afandi, who's been caught ball watching a couple of times already in this match. Here's the new goalkeeper, Adib. Rushaidi trying to shepherd the ball out with Joe Nuttall closing in. The captain Sharul Afandi, a couple of times he's just waited for the ball to come to his feet. The City players have just nicked in front of him, steal possession. Ryan Ellison. So they still have the ball. It's cleared in the end by Adam Robinson. So Shukri and Kyle losing it in midfield. And back they come with the main. Shiny Salmi finally clearing it. Zulkamayan. Kyle, good assured touch by Mikhail. They've reached the City back line, but it's forced too far wide, way too far wide. And Haikal Anugrah knocked off the ball too easily. Last ball free kick, they get it. Cameron Humphreys impeded then by Rushaidi Salim. So twice already they've gotten behind this Manchester City back line. And the good news is that the crowd have stayed back. So lend their support and make sure that these boys know that they have their backs, and no matter the result, all they're asking for is effort. And at the start of this second half, 5 minutes into it, they have been showing their effort. Just no end product to their endeavours. We'll work something out here with Joe Nuttall. Zulkarnayan, good play from him. That's a very intelligent ball flipped through for Jordan. Just didn't have the legs to get to it. Well watched by Charles Oliver. Well, it's a very proud record that Manchester City have had at the Cannon Line City Cup so far. The only side not to have conceded a goal, and I don't think in the second half they want to give Singapore many opportunities to breach that back line. Nature. Humphreys, Nuttall. So Nuttall. That's the 1-2 played with Ellison. Keeps it in play, but that's all he could do. Too easy for Humphreys. All the way back to Daniel Grimshaw. Close to being a spectator in this match. Out wide to Adam Robinson. Tom Holland. Josh Murray. Oh, it's a good ball played behind for Namain. He's taken it round the goalkeeper. That was classy.
Fabulous goal from Namain. Showed his trickery, showed his composure. Just took it past the goalkeeper with 2 quick steps and just walked it into the back of the net. That seems to be how they're scoring against Singapore. Again, another case of ball watching, another case of flat defending, and in any case, another good goal from Manchester City.
It's the third time already in this match. 3 of those 4 goals have come from balls that are played in behind the Singapore back line. And how about this for a composed finish?
Ball slipped behind the defense again, Singapore defense. He just rolls it under his right foot and just walks it into the back of the net. Very good goal from Namain.
Baptism of fire as well for Adib Hakim. Singapore goalkeeper has come on in this second half. Namain, and now he's trying to slip it through to Nietzsche. Goalkeeper does well to come out in time to prevent number 5. He has 23 goals in the tournament this season, Lucas Nietzsche. Another ball that slips through. It's way too easy at the moment. Just have on-rushing players. The ball's just slipped behind. They're in trouble. Lucas Nietzsche. Oh, it's number 5. Now, that is a finishing prowess of a man who scored, of a boy who scored 23 in the season.
Pure class. He knew what he was doing. The moment he left his foot, there was nowhere else the ball was going to go except at the back of the net. And again, Singapore defenders, no one stepping out to close him down. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot. And poor Adib Hakim, there was nothing he could do to stop that shot. Like we see here, good play from Natal. Lays it off and bang, right to the corner. Exquisite finish from Lucas Nietzsche.
And it doesn't get any easier for the Singapore squad, because a boy who scored 19 goals in 11 games has just come on from Manchester City. Joe Hardy has taken the place of Joe Nuttall. 5-0 up, and they still have half an hour to play this match. substitutes. One Joseph for another. As Manchester City look for another. Almost first to every loose ball at the moment, Manchester City. That's case in point. They swing another cross in, too close to the goalkeeper. Confident catch from Adib Hakim. There is the player who scored 19 in 11 games, Joe Hardy. He came on as a second half substitute in a game against Vasco da Gama. Now given more playing time in this match, and hopefully to register his first goal of the competition. Humphreys, the main, Holland. It's very nice to watch until it was broken up by Zulkarnain. So Manchester City prepared to make another substitution, taking out their centre-back Charles Oliver and David Brooks, who scored their opening goal of this Cannon Lion City Cup, getting the first against Vasco da Gama 2 days ago. Comes on for a cameo appearance in this one. So it means that Humphreys goes into central defense most likely, and Brooks goes into centre midfield. The main couldn't get on the end of it. Good work by Hakim. Very good play by Hakim. He had player out wide on his right. It was Hami Shaheen who was asking for the ball and screaming at him. Hakim only had eyes for goal. Couldn't muscle himself clear. Amir Nazri, not bad a pass that one was. Daniel Grimshaw though mopped that easily. Jordan Chan has been a thankless role tonight for the number 11. First touch from Brooks. The main. Ball's put out of play by Shahidi Salim. Joe Hardy waiting to take advantage of any errors from the Singapore left full back, who started out as the right back for the night. Last touched a Singapore player, so it's going to be a corner for Manchester City. Josh Murray has moved forward. Brooks joins in the penalty box, and surely he's just going to put his body around, make the paths clear for the big men. It's a foul. Singapore win a reprieve. Well, a lesson is a lesson, Adrian, and no matter how painful it is, and this certainly is a very painful lesson for the under-15s.
No doubt. I think this game now has become a character-building practice. I think this match will teach these boys, regardless of the scoreline, they have to go down fighting. It's not. It doesn't matter how you lose. It doesn't matter what the score is, but always remember that you always have to go down fighting.
Heikel, he hasn't gone away. In fact, he has fought every time he's had the ball. He's won a free kick. Hami, easy for Adam Robinson. All the way back to Daniel Grimshaw. It's not even their first choice goalkeeper playing tonight. For, of course, Brad McDonough, who impressed against Vasco da Gama. He's having a rest day in preparation of the semi-finals. Hami will chase. It's dangerous ball played to Murray. Singapore crowd want the clubs to be chasing for these passes, make life difficult and kind of make City pay for being a little too over-exuberant and passing from the back line. They've broken clear yet again. Here is Hardy. The art of finishing for all to see from Joe Hardy. No wonder he scored 19 in 11 games. Cool as you like. Goalkeeper comes charging out, put it around him, and the 14-year-old has made it 6-0.
It's becoming almost ridiculous for the Singapore Central defenders. Time and time again, we've seen it 5 times now. A ball split through them. They can see the runner, but they don't react. They're so focused on the ball that they forget that there's actually an attacker running past them, as we see here. He just runs across the entire Singapore defense, slips it past the goalkeeper. Nazri Nasir has to think a lot about his central defense that I sung so much praise about just now.
Well, they've leaked 6 tonight. And there might be more to come.
So much has been made about Man City's build, their height, their strength, their aerial ability, but none of their goals came from any crosses, any high crosses into the box. It all came from balls straight down the middle, straight into the box, splitting the Singapore defense.
It's a very good observation, Adrian, because how much of it was homework done on trying to nullify the aerial threats, so that they forget the ability of these junior citizens to be able to play it along the ground. Here's Heiko. Yet again, Jordan. Work in triangles. Brooks comes away with the ball. Meacher. Frustration building up in the Singapore side as they can't get the ball back. Adam Robinson. Lucas Meacher. Is he cut out? Manchester City players just as perplexed, not knowing how a free kick could have been given then. Maybe the referee put a stop to play because there seemed to be a pulled muscle. Rashidi Salim will give way to Abdul Azim. It's time now for replenishment for the Man City players as Shukri Bashir gets some treatment. Looks as if his legs buckled then. Wonder whether it was a muscle pull or anything like that, because there's no one around him when he fell flat to the ground. So that much is clear. Manchester City will top Group B and they will be facing Ajax Amsterdam in the semi-finals. And Singapore interest, these fans will be back because the under-16 team is still in the semi-finals and they'll be playing against Vasco da Gama, trying to take a measure of revenge for the under-15s who lost to Vasco 4 nights ago by beating them in the semis. Semi-finals on Friday night, with the Man City game kicking off at 6 p.m. The under-16s at 8:45 p.m. Promises to be a sumptuous Final Four in the 24th Cannon Line City Cup. (6-0) to Manchester City after 60 minutes. 20 minutes remain. Brooks couldn't get at the end of that ball. Hardy could. Hardy's making it really difficult and giving the Singapore backline a very hard time, with Abdul Azim, the new boy, being given the runaround from him. Main, he's already got his name on the score sheet. Oh, the legs too long then. Humphreys to Hardy, well watched by Abdul Azim. Ami to Heikel. does well. Here's Jordan. Not the best of passes though from Jordan. As I said this whole evening, you feel sorry for Jordan Chan. He's had a thankless task being the lone striker in the under-15s.
For Jordan tonight, it's just been about running. It's just been about closing down and nothing much else. Unfortunately, as a striker, you don't want to do that, but he doesn't have much of a choice, especially against a very good Man City side.
Goalkeeper goes down well through it, Adib Hakim. Well, we saw a slight cameo from Royston Tan the other night, the number 16. Are we going to see it again from him? The crowd were delighted with his performance in a very cute display. Let's see if Nasri decides to unleash him, this Manchester City backline. Not a bad ball that was as well from Shukri Bashir. Seems to have recovered from his earlier injury. Zulkarnain continues to chase Zulkarnain to Zulman. And he's going to throw in. The referee from Malaysia, Yusuf Karim, just checking if Shukri is really okay. So you see it's to the right of your screen, bottom of your screen there, number 15 from Singapore, limping up to join in the attack. They still have another match to go, the under-15s, and it will come on Sunday, the 1st of July, the final day of tournament in the Cannon Lion City Cup. And that's when they'll be facing Porto, fights for 5th and 6th. So Nazri Nasser has got another 4 days to think up of plan B. Too cheaply. Hudsil's fighting as hard as he can to win it back. City players are way too strong. Holland. Namain. Behind the defense yet again. This time it's watched by the captain only for a short little while. Mecha being forced wide. Sharul making up for his error with some good defending to force Lucas Mecha wide. The cheer is on, and the reason is because Royston Tan is going to come on for Shukri Bashir. The crowd just love this boy.
Royston Tan entering the fray. Hopefully this boy can conjure some chances for Singapore. Tricky, nippy, fast. Let's wait and see what he can do.
Brooks couldn't control it, otherwise he had a free run and goal. It wasn't the best of clearances, and it just rattled the bar. That shot from the main just turned goalwards in the end by Hardy. But Singapore had enough bodies at the back.
What a strike here from Aaron Namain. Singapore not clearing their lines. Unleashes a pile driver that crashes off the woodwork. Lucas Nemencha, ever since he came on, has been a thorn in the Singapore side. Unfortunately, they're picking the wrong decision. Running out of turf, running out of playing area.
Here's Royston. Can he latch onto that? Almost. You can understand why the crowd is totally in love with that boy. Willingness already from the start to nip in, make a real pest of himself to this Manchester City backline. More of the same, please, from the number 16.
There we see Royston putting enough pressure for Man City to buckle a little bit. Unfortunately, goalkeeper just clears the lines.
Namain almost playing as a central midfielder in this second half. Ellison trying to combine with Holland. Go all the way back to Humphreys. Holland. Josh Murray using the main. Everyone except the Manchester City goalkeeper is in the Singapore under-15s half. Mikhail, dangerous pass across. Zulkarnain made something out of it and then gave it away just as quickly to Adam Robinson. Here comes Ralston. Jordan. Good play by Jordan Chan. Very good play from him. Michael, does he have the confidence to take them on? The answer is no. He needs support. Finds it. David Brooks. Way too fast and way too strong. Getting the ball, looking to split the Singapore back line. Sharul giving the ball away too easily. Challenger came in from Azim. Not good enough. Ellison in the main. Good challenge. Time from Amir Nazri. The main still has possession of the ball. Goes all the way back to Cameron Humphreys. Robinson switching it to the other fullback, Ellison. Every time a cheer runs up whenever Royston Tan is in close proximity of the ball. Hardy. Oh, they know the weaknesses and they're trying to exploit it as much as possible. Play it behind the defence. The impressive thing of Manchester City is that there have been a lot of willing runners. It's a ball that's played a little too short for the goalkeeper. Daniel Grimshaw gets enough behind it to clear. It's a good trap by Hakim. Here is Royston Tan. Chance to run at the defence now for Royston. Try to play the early ball to Zulkarnain. Back he comes in possession of the football. Mikhail. Just couldn't get it behind Cameron Humphreys. Micha. Good work by Royston. He stopped him, Micha, in his tracks. Before he could make inroads into the Singapore half. Aaron Namain. Good work by Hardy. He kept himself onside. Second touch let him down, but he still managed to get the shot on target.
Again, so many questions can be asked of the Singapore defence. They had all the time in the world to see that ball flighted over the defence, but none of them reacted. They waited for the ball to bounce behind the defence before they started chasing. This has been a problem time and time again in the Singapore side.
Zulkarnain toes it out of play for throw to Adam Robinson. So we have a look at that opportunity from Joe Hardy.
Again, the line pushed up too high. Unfortunately, Joe Hardy doesn't have good control of the ball. He just scuffs his shot a little bit.
Patching. Patching going all the way back to Cameron Humphreys. Namain abandoning his wide position already. Patching. In nature. Patching was always going to be high and wide and not so pretty.
Well, I guess the good thing about Singapore, after being 6 goals down, they still haven't thrown in the towel. They're still putting tackles about. They're still trying to close down, which is a good sight to see.
Ball's played back all the way to Daniel Grimshaw. And throughout this match, aside from that save he had to make from Hami Shahin in the first half, which came right down the middle of his throat, all he's had to do is kicking practice. Micha asked to come, was very late, but he intervened before Lucas Micha could get his second of the match.
Again, the ball just splits the whole Singapore defense. But Dementia, unfortunate not to get the ball, not to reach the ball first. Good goalkeeping by Adib Hakim.
Here's Brooks, trying to score his second of the tournament. And a work 1-2 with Hardy. It didn't come off. Forreston came away with the ball, pitched the wrong pass. Holland, Brooks, Holland. They're walking through the Singapore backline now. Hardy with an opportunity. Well, he didn't take the shot. Could have taken it first time. Yet again, this touch lets him down. Opted for the cross instead. Second time out of asking.
Again, City dancing past the entire Singapore defense. Joe Hardy picks the wrong choice, I guess. Just tried to chip it to the far post. There was a man open there, but elected to do otherwise.
Offside, Micha. So 8 minutes remain. City still lead by the 6 goals to nil against a Singapore side that have been egged on by their supporters. Haven't shown anything of note going forward, and the back line has been very leaky as well. Another ball played in behind the defense, and once again City latch onto it with Joe Hardy. Very good ball to Brooks. Lost possession of it though. Holland. The tracking back by Zulkarnain. Look at the strength then of Tom Holland. Royston easily cut out by Nemain. Brooks. Nietzsche. Is it onside? Well, Hardy was on, but I think it was his teammates. I believe Will Patching who was in an offside position.
Again, good flowing move from City. Unfortunately caught offside.
That's played in behind the defense. Here's a chance for Hummy to get onto the ball. Failed to do so. Ellison. All the way back to Humphreys. And Josh Murray. They've kept in, and he's played every minute in every match so far in the Cannon Lion City Cup. I guess this one, it's been a stroll in the park for him. It's another one who's gone every minute in every match. The captain, Tom Holland. Amir Nazri behind the defense. Mopped up easily. Holland. Micha. Brooks. Always wants the ball. Micha couldn't get at the end of that. Nemain. Now there's space for Will Patching. Oh, just a little too high. Joe Hardy ready to hit it into an open net. Adam Robinson. That's an easy goal. Is it onside? No. It's been chalked off. The assistant referee says no goal. Almost a 7th for Manchester City. William Patching at the far post. Tackle had to be a good one, and it was from Amir Nazri. Four minutes to go. And for the City strikers, a chance to get their names on the score sheet. Royston. Ball taken off him way too easily by Namain. Here's Brooks. And it's off this time. Ami still down injured as Singapore get a free kick after Yusuf Karim spotted the flag from the assistant referee Eugene Chan. Replenishment time again for the players as treatment's given out to Hami Shahin. But Nazri's got his work cut out for him, isn't it, Adrian? Ahead of the 5th and 6th match against Porto, I think a lot of work will be done, especially for the back line.
Especially so for the back line. In the first game, I thought they were pretty organized at the back. But I think today they abandoned that organization a little bit because they wanted to go forward, they wanted to look for goals. That created a lot of pockets of space, especially between the midfield line and the defensive line, and allowed City to play a lot of those sneaky little balls behind the defense. I don't think it's solely on the back four. I think it's the overall team defending, because if the midfielders had closed down a little bit more, that pass wouldn't have come through. So I think Nazri, it's not all doom and gloom. Nazri just has to go back to the drawing board, teach his players a little bit more. They're still very inexperienced, still very young side. So I think at the end of the day, this is still a learning experience, a learning curve.
Oh, they're all 14-year-olds. Let's remember that. It's really not all doom and gloom. Next year, in fact, these players, if they are kept together as a team, can go on for 3 Lion City Cups because of the fact that they'll be still the under-15s next year. Of course, they'll be graduating to the under-16s in a couple of years' time. We've seen already with the under-16s this year's Cannon Lion City Cup maturing after being kept together and groomed from the last tournament. They finished 3rd as the under-15s. No under-15 side in the semi-finals this time around, but there is hope for a bright future for these boys in red. In a year's time, maybe 2, might see them maturing. Brooks, good ball that was. Micha, strong hand from the goalkeeper, Adib Hakim. Great play from Hami, and he gets a free kick for his efforts.
Lucas Nemencha, again, in the Singapore penalty box. For a striker his size, I wouldn't expect him to pack such a powerful shot. But boy, does he have a shot. Good save there from Adib Hakim.
Ball's played in behind for Jordan Chan. Shaken off too easily. The crowd won a penalty. Egging the boys on for a consolation as we move into the final seconds of this match. Hard to pick a man of the match in this Manchester City squad. With 6 goals, I guess Joe Nuttall might get most of the credit because he got 2. Marcus Wood put in a good performance and a good shift in the first half as well. But I guess you can say that the 2 centre-backs and the 2 defensive midfielders in Holland and Wood have been eye-catching, not only in this match but throughout this tournament. Anyone you've picked up for this match, Adrian?
I think for me it's clear-cut Thomas Holland. He's been industrious, always available for a pass, keeps it very simple, sometimes goes unnoticed. He's one of those guys who works in the back room, lets the others take the limelight, I would say. But a very good performance from Thomas Holland.
Royston did everything right until the pass. 2 more minutes before the misery of the Cubs will be put out. Will there be a 7th for City? The answer is no, because of that good intervention from Abdul Azim. Brooks trying to skip clear, failed to do so. Royston plays a 1-2 with the Malaysian referee. Ellison. Adam Robinson. Holland still asking for the ball. Josh Murray loses it. And then wins it back way too easily. And then loses it again. Pass from Mikhail Ramdan. Didn't get anywhere. Zulkarnain Susilman has run his lungs out to no avail as City look to put a real gloss to the scoreline. Poor touch though by Nietzsche. And that's it. Manchester City become the first side at this 24th Cannon Lion City Cup to win 2 matches in a row. A 100% record taking them into the semi-finals. They're also the first side to have kept a clean sheet going into the semi-finals. Their defense hasn't been breached. 2-0 against Vasco da Gama and 6-0 here against the Singapore under-15s. The Cubs have been sent to the slaughterhouse, and they have been given a real painful lesson in possession football, off the ball running and defense splitting passes with dexterity and movement around the defensive lines. We all talk about the modern game with players playing in between lines, and that's what the Manchester City youngsters have shown us tonight, with the Singapore defense being split open time and time again.
Exactly. From the very beginning to the very end, City, pass after pass, through the heart of the Singapore defense. Singapore unable to cope time and time again. And it was a mammoth task to begin with for Singapore to win this game. Man City, just a top quality side, and it showed today. 6 goals, 6 quality goals, I must add.
The main one of the goal scorers of the night, Joe Hardy's also got 1. Lucas Amacha's got 1 as well. That's 3 already. Joseph Nuttall's got 2. That will make it 5, and Marcus Wood getting 1 himself. Scott Sellers will be very happy going into the semi-finals, and that's where they'll be facing Ajax Amsterdam. It's turning out now to be a very intriguing match. Adrian, the possession retention play of Ajax Amsterdam with skillful players and also a goal poacher up front in the form of Walai, against the Manchester City players, their strength, their size and their ability to keep the ball as shown in this game.